So the evening for Wings for Life has finally come around. We headed off to Monash University where our race was being run in a 1 kilometer sort of loop. It's pretty popular. I think there was around 650 people there, and it was pretty cold as well. So I think it was, definitely less than 10 degrees and quite cool in the evening, and it was only going to get colder. So everyone was huddled around like heaters and just waiting for the race to start.
Because it's pretty cold out here.
Scott met us there, which was really nice, and he was going to run support for us for that race, which will be it was really handy. And so I was just mainly setting myself up for the race. Shelby, my wife, was also running, trying to go for a PB for her in that distance. And it was mainly just getting ready for the start line and get going.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So my goal pace for Wings for Life was around 4 minutes and 25 seconds per kilometer, which would land me around a marathon distance. So even though the start was very congested, I was hoping to get to that pace pretty quickly. It took me quite a while to actually work up to that pace, and I think that was probably a good thing, just to ease into it a bit. But after probably 5Ks of running, I started to hit my stride and was hitting around 420, 425 per kilometer for most of the time up until about 20Ks in. So I was feeling pretty good, making a lot of distance on the car. If you're not familiar with Wings for Life, the car starts half an hour after you start running, and then when it does start, it starts at 15 kilometers an hour, which is a bit quicker than what I was running at, and would just slowly catch up to me, and then every half an hour it increases by 1 kilometer per hour, and until it catches everyone running, basically. So I was doing really well early on, and feeling pretty good.
Sim's stomach was setting a bit weird, but we've just given him his third gel, an hour and 15 minutes in, caffeinated one. He's looking pretty good. Waiting for Shelby now to give her some water as well. You can see the orange shirt over there behind the goals. There he goes. Looking strong.
How far? 18.
What? My wife finished her run at around 18 kilometers, which is, I think, about a 5 kilometer PB at a Wings for Life event for her. And it's also her longest run ever by quite a margin. It was really awesome to see her smash her goal. She was only hoping for about 16 Ks, and that was her stretch goal. So to get 18 is amazing. And I think around that point was when I started to feel really sore as well. I think I realized I haven't conditioned my body amazingly for long distance running at the moment. I've mainly just been getting into running and mainly prioritizing speed. I have done a few long runs, but nothing much over 30Ks. So even by the time I'm hitting 20Ks, I'm starting to feel it a lot, but I can still keep running. I think I was probably up to about 21, 22Ks at this point. And it was starting to hurt to run, but I could keep running at the same pace. It kind of just felt like mental, and also like I was hitting a bit of a wall, and sometimes when you hit a wall you just get past it and be able to keep moving forward. So I was just treating it like that, and hoping for the best. Scott also joined me for a lap of that run, and I think that was one of my faster laps at that point in my race as well. I think I only ran slower after Scott stopped running with me, but it was starting to catch up with me, all the fast running early on. Wings for Life, it does benefit those who run quickly and then peter out towards the end, because the car will be left behind a bit, especially towards the start when it's not going as fast. It really doesn't work if you negatively split. If you run slow and then speed up, the car will catch you sooner than it should. But yeah, arguably you could run flat splits and still produce a good result, but it definitely does favor those who push really hard at the start. So that's what I did, and this was the point where I was starting to regret it.
Yeah, there he is.
Coming onto the red bull arch at the moment is Tim. Shout out Tim.
Tim's just passed the half marathon distance in not quite record time for him, but he's not far off it. So he's just done it in an hour and 35, and he's keeping pace pretty well. Looking good.
My minimum goal for this race was about 30 kilometers. If I did anything less than 30 Ks, I would have been disappointed with the run that I did. And 29 kilometers is my best that I've ever done at a Wings for Life. So it's 1 kilometer further than I've ever done, and that's about what I got up to at this point in the run. So yeah, I was really happy to do that, but yeah, I was really keen for the run to end. I didn't really want to run much further than that, but obviously I'm not just going to give up. I'm just going to keep plodding along and hoping for a good finish to the race.
Here we go. How you feeling?
Want this car to catch up.
Do you want to go to the gel yet? Have you had that one yet?
But
You've got heaps of ground on that car. You're going to keep going for the next 2 hours, I reckon. At least there.
There was a couple of times I stopped just to stretch out my legs. They were starting to almost cramp up a bit. As Scott mentioned, my fueling hadn't been going to plan in this run. It's the first time I've really been using a lot of gels in my running. In the past, I've used a lot of chews, and they've worked well for me, but I've heard that they're bad for your teeth, so I wanted to make the transition to gels. But for this race at least, I don't think I practiced enough with them or something like that, but they just weren't sitting right in my stomach. Fortunately, the caffeinated ones sat a lot better, so they at least helped a bit. But the other ones, I struggled to even down half of a gel packet. And yeah, so I think I probably got a bit underfueled by the time I hit 30 Ks. And yeah, there was moments where I was like, well, should I even keep going? But I just took it easy, just slowed down, walked a bit, and stretched my legs out and kept running. And so yeah, managed to keep going and plodding through. And yeah, I ended up hitting about 35 and a half Ks according to the GPS on my phone. And so yeah, really happy with that. It's a huge PB for me, 6.5 Ks further than I did last year. And yeah, it always feels like a really good achievement because you push yourself to the maximum as far as you could go. And yeah, like you really just always chuffed with what you do, unless you, I guess, burn out and injure yourself or something, which a lot of people actually end up doing in this race because it is such a hard push yourself to the limit sort of race. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I didn't get any injuries as far as I can tell. I've already been running this week, so that's been good. And really happy with how I placed result-wise as well. So I came 8th on the night. You'll notice that by the end of the run, there wasn't that many people running around. It was mainly just me and a few others still going at it. So yeah, 8th there in Melbourne out of 650-ish. And then globally, I came 997th. So I made the top 1,000 out of, I don't know, they say like 200,000 online people participated, but I think it was probably more like 150 or 120,000 of actual people that ran on the day, because a lot of people just signed up and then never actually participated. So I'm not sure exactly, but it was probably within the top 1% of runners. So got to be happy with that. And yeah, I did not reach my goal of 42 kilometers, but I don't think it'll be too long before I get there. Hoping even maybe next year that could be the goal that I get, and maybe I'll be more intentional about it, because this year I kind of just put in a month of good training, and I was coming back from an off season. But next year, if I really want to do it, maybe I should start training a bit harder earlier. So anyway, that'll be something to look forward to. And now it's mainly just transitioning into a new training block working on my 5K pace, and then I'll be going into marathon training. So yeah, thanks for joining me with that. It was really a fun race, and thanks Scott for joining me on that. Yeah, you were heaps of help, and there's no way I could have got that goal without you and my wife Shelby helping me out and encouraging me, cheering me on. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll catch you later.